will add her dad in season 5. He is always trying to get in the mix.
This is a question for Mr. Winslow. But firstly, I would just like to say, Seth Green, I love you. You're my hero.
What's your room number?
I love you too.
Yeah, room number, please.
All right, guys, I guess the pillow fight's been switched to my room, so...
Okay,
careful what you wish for. Oh, Michael, you'll MC, and then you'll be the final match.
Nice. Okay, Mr. Winslow, you have an incredible voice talent. I would just like to know, was it like natural, or did you practice, or did you just stumble upon it one day?
Or did you have surgery?
Yeah, that's it. Or you hit by radiation, I don't know.
Well, the truth is, it's a little bit of both, you know, because everybody makes noises. And I think that's going the wrong direction. But see, that's what's up. You look out there. Turn the camera back on. Look at that. Make some noise, everybody. You're on. The truth is, it's a little bit of everything when you think about it. Everybody makes noises, see, because we do it as a description. We make noises to describe something to someone. We make noises to describe someone to someone, and to explain to the police department what happened. And they make noises too.
Did that answer?
Yeah, this is for honest. This is nothing about Robo Chicken, but what was it like playing a werewolf in Buffy?
Have you ever gotten like accidentally covered in something incredibly sticky, and then passed through something unbearably itchy, like, you know, you're covered, like, let's say you're at the beach, and then you get out of the water, and you're like, oh no, I'm accidentally covered with this horribly gritty, painful sand, and then you put your socks on anyway, and you're like, oh, why would I have done that? And then you get completely dressed with hard, gritty sand, stuck to everything about you. I mean, we never met her, but I mean, it's a little like that, just because I was covered in glue and then covered in individual fibers to look like I was hairy, and then I had to be like, "Arr." And they put contacts in my eyes that were, you know, just bigger than your eye, so you can't really close your eye. So that dries out really quick, and then you'll be like, "Arr, I'm sticky and my eyes need moisture."
Or with Dr. Phil after this.
But that said, you did enjoy it.
I love making Buffy, but yeah, 7 hours in a makeup chair and then an additional 14 running around going, ah! It's physically taxing.
How long did it take to get out of that makeup, man?
An additional hour and 15 minutes. A lot of time in a day. But everybody was so nice, and every once in a while I got to kiss Allison Hannigan, so that was cool. And play a guitar and shoot bows and arrows and weapons and fight people like monsters. That was awesome.
My question's for Seth. You did an interview with Rip It Up, like a New Zealand music magazine, maybe a couple of years ago, and you mentioned a joke that you guys wrote and then never made because it was too bad taste. The stillborn baby joke. Well, I want to know what is that joke?
Well, it's awkward.
I ain't in this, man.
It was all part of a sketch that was actually aired called the America's Most Tragic Home Videos, and it's a bit about a birth, and you know, the couple is like, oh, it's so exciting, the mother's screaming, ah, and then it's just a second. The doctor says, oh, I can see the head, here it comes, it's a boy! He says, oh, I can see, it's a boy! Where? just at the moment were like, maybe, I mean, what if we didn't film it? We took it all the way through. I know it's broad fun though. We took it all the way to drawing it, like having them do the animatic for it, the storyboards with the sound effects. But at the end, we were like, yeah. And then we were over time, so we were like, all right, perfect cut. Sorry.
It's kind of a follow-up from that question, maybe. You offend a lot of people, and you take the piss out of a lot of people on Robot Chicken. Is there one line that you will never cross?
I think it's all timing. Immediately post Katrina, we had actually a crazy hurricane-related. It's a true story down in that part of the United States. When the water levels rise, a lot of times coffins will be washed out of graveyards, and we had done this sketch where
it was only written; it was never put to animatic or recorded.
Right.
That doesn't make it any better.
No. But it was about the flood waters rising, and then was it corpses surfing on their floating coffins?
It started out, you don't know it's New Orleans, you don't know it's Katrina. All it is a bunch of zombies surfing their coffins, having like an awesome time. You know, undertow and smashing into each other, and lots of beach blanket bingo jokes, and really horrible. And then they wipe out on the shore, and you realize it's in fact
Tasteless.
the lower district.
It still seems a little too soon for that joke.
So we didn't film that.
It took us 8 years to do a 9/11 joke, and it'll take a little time.
And it was Cloverfield based, so, and it was really all about how it was still too soon.
Okay, I got two questions here. One's for all of you, and the other one's for Seth. The first question is, from all of Robot Chicken, for what you've done, what do you think is the most complicated sketch that you've done, that you've looked back at it and think that it was one of the best sketches that you've done, and worth all the work? And Seth, what do you think?
Let's answer this one first.
For me, it probably is, we did a parody of Kill Bill with Jesus and Santa Claus. And we had a circular ring of Yakuza.
22 puppets.
And having to animate all those puppets with a crane shot. I remember our animator saying he wanted to kill us.
But it was in our first season, and we didn't know what the limitations of the show were. We were just kind of swinging for the fences at that point.
We also we had a sketch in season 2 when we really should have known better. That was about Micronauts scaling Pamela Anderson's chest in the middle of the night. And we just straight up used Micronauts.
Well, the
as
Micronauts,
puppets.
for those of you that aren't familiar, were like a 3 3/4 and multiple scale based series, but the 3 3/4 figures were clear plastic, so the light came through them in a very specific way, and that was something that we wanted to replicate. And most of the things that we use on the show have to be fortified with all kinds of material and structure so that they don't break over hours and hours of incremental movement. So that to make stop motion, you shoot it literally frame by frame. It's a thing that gets moved, and then you shoot it. So these guys, we had to figure out how to make these toys.
And they were way too fragile.
They're like 30-year-old toys.
And so we had animators who are all amazing professionals trying to animate toys that kept snapping in half. And usually we'll have 1 or 2 or 3 animators on a single sketch. But for this one sketch, they could do about a day, maybe half a day, before they wanted to blow their brains out. And so we kept having to rotate animators through so they didn't in turn kill us.
I don't know why that reminded me of the other one that almost made our puppet department kill us, was Munich. We did a parody of using the Hanna-Barbera.
The Laugh Olympics version of Munich.
Yeah, and
for those of you that don't remember,
building those puppets was a complete and total nightmare. So it's all the like Yogi Bear and just building them from nothing, because not many toys exist in the scale that we need them.
And to be able to animate, to be able to do the things that we need them to do, all existing in the same scale, so we don't have to green screen them all next to each other. You have to build all these unique puppets, which means a department of people is constructing usable versions of these characters, often in multiple, so that they can work on multiple stages at the same time. We have a lot of people that work for us who want to murder us. And if we weren't actually giving them a weekly job, they might have already murdered us.